black day packs, woodland day packs. There's a couple of black, multicam black 12 gauge rigs still available. Got some active shooter bags with mags, without mags. We have some kit bags. Multicam black kit bags, orange kit bags, One Lonely Raid, Highlander kit bags, woodland kit bags, multicam black with orange thread kit bags. One Lonely Typhon day pack. Chase, what's up, man? How are you? I saw you on the Facebook Live there. Max, what's up? Byron, how are you? Steve Molina.
You like those nice clean lines, don't you?
Well, they better be clean and nice and straight.
I don't even do this for a living.
Irish, what's up, buddy? Byron Roberts. My day was good. It was good. A few more day packs over here straggling. Gary Meyer, what's up? Crazy animal. Looks like more kit bags, probably. Woodland something. It looks like woodland day packs, more woodland day packs. We have wrench rolls coming up. Multicam black royal, multicam black red, coyote. Day packs, Highlander orange thread, day packs Typhon toxic thread coming. Tool roll-ups, multicam black, red, coyote tool roll-ups. The EDC tray, yeah, that's pretty nice. I'm very stoked with it. I did that other one in ox blood, that harder red leather. Sit here. Man, it smells so good. Charlie, what's up? When I'm not touching, ooh, that snap pulled out. When I'm not touching the screen, I cannot see the comments. I have to constantly thumb the screen up. Got the new shirt in the mail today. Work hard, awesome. Yeah, I like the shirt, man. I think it's great. It's got the on the back there. Yeah, let's go fix that. I didn't set it in hard enough. This out without scratching this. Ordered SOE, what did that say? Ordered SOE beanie. Been waiting on Charlie, man. There are none available. There's not any here. So it's either been. Did you order anything else with that, or did you get shipping on it already? Bought 1 year ago from a guy making it on a spot at a flea market. He shows the leather and then different color right on. that asylum green, that asylum turquoise, or that, you know, old dental medical color. At Costco today and spent extra time in the cinnamon aisle. Snagged 3 beanies, got shipping notice right on. My beanies should be here Monday, right on. Yep, got shipping. Awesome, man, awesome. I literally just went to grab one and they're gone. Like the day we unpacked them, I saw them maybe 10, 15 minutes after they were here, and Amanda had them online, and I'm like, man, this Tiff Blue is pretty nice. Maybe I'll grab one of those in the pink, you know, just messing around to do like silly videos with. She's like, they're already sold out. They were already gone. But we had, you know, a lot of black. There was like, you know, I don't know, 100 in black maybe, and those are fucking gone too. Joseph Frazier, what's up, man? Valet trays. I made this on Facebook Live right before I got on here. I think a boot bag can fit 100 block mat. I don't know about 100. I don't know. You tell me. Boot bag, maybe. So here's something I didn't show you guys. I was messing with yesterday. It's not done by any means, but that lid will attach. Everything here is foam padded. All the base, all 4 walls, and the lid here. And then it'll cut through, and you'll actually carry it with this. But I think we're going to put 2 pieces, a piece of webbing that comes underneath it, but 2. And the 2 will come up into a point. So they'll come up like a V. Because this thing's pretty heavy. What's it weigh? 20 pounds maybe? And then we'll have a shoulder strap. And the shoulder strap will probably be like our, I don't know, probably like our padded sling. But it'll attach into one point here, but it'll spread out into 2 separate pieces that support. And then the front here will probably be 2.5 inch Fastex buckles. I was going to build pockets and all kinds of shit for propane cylinders, but I mean, the thing already carries 2 propane inboard, and there's more than enough room in there for 2 more propane cylinders. And let's be honest, nobody needs that thing. I've had these buddy heaters. That buddy heater right there is at least 20 years old, and we carried them in trailers out in the, like, they'd get rained on, like when I only had open trailers, and then when I could afford a closed trailer, same one, you know, went everywhere with us in the desert and shit. And the bag's gonna cost more than the damn heater that you put in it. It's cool though. We're probably going to put them online, only take, you know, orders one time, build them, and then it'll just be one of those things that we don't build. Easy K, what's up? Isaac, what's up? I was going to ask about those with added tank holders. Yeah, we're not. You're already sitting at probably $250 right now. And to put tanks on the side, man, you're gonna fucking raise that price up. You're gonna double the price almost. It will carry that's for a big buddy, which you carry 2 inboard in, and you can put 2 more in the space already that's there. Do you think a boot bag? Okay, read that. All right, 27. Kind of weird, only 27 people. Do you think that there's only 27 people that would like to see this video right now? Or do you think that YouTube's just not putting it out there? Yeah, but that still doesn't jump much. 35,000 people on 30,000 people on the YouTube now, right at 30,000, and 27 showed up. Got done changing the alternator in Corolla. Right on. I have an alternator. The skid steer's throwing a code saying the alternator's not charging. Well, said alternator battery check charging system, and we've narrowed it down to alternator. So ordered an alternator, and of course Kubota doesn't have it, but it's just a sign of the times, right? That's a very, very common skid steer, and it's in their commercial line. That thing isn't 2 years old, and the damn alternator's out in it. We have about 500 hours on it. Checking in from North Carolina. What's up, man? How are you? Mostly paid subscribers. I received the notification. Irish, right on, man. Did you see Panic Prepper went up? We recorded probably 90 minutes. Well, probably 2 hours. Question and answer tonight, or this afternoon, Amanda and I. Scully and I, we recorded 2.5 hours of pulling the thread yesterday or Wednesday. Everybody get the text and email tonight? Stephen Peoples, what's up? How are you? Not a lot of hours on it, honestly. Crazy, it's already going out. Yeah, Chase, I that's my feeling too. And when you try to figure out what alternator they're using, because it's going to be a cross-reference alternator with other shit, right? What the fuck is that? Pine needles? But when you try to figure out what other alternator it is, so you could just get one at AutoZone, we didn't have any luck finding it. Here's some more kit bags over here. When I last went to get some parts for the wife's Kia, the guy said some of the parts had been low numbers, out hard to get. I bought double. Yeah, exactly. And how many guys, how about this, right? How many guys went to buy a starter or an alternator in the last 5 years and have literally got an alternator that did not fucking work when you put the new one in? Like they were duds. It's just happening. And you talk to the guys at the parts store and they're like, yeah, we even saw it happen. I can't remember what it was. It was a starter, and we went through 3 of them until the 4th one actually worked. They had 3 in a row that were trash. Andrea, how are you? Crazy, because like you said, it's a very common skid steer. Very fucking common. And I'll bet you that they've used the same alternator for years of that model, right? It's an SLV 75. Very, very common. We bought it brand new. Living the dream. Muscovy ducks. You need to kill them boy ducks. Get rid of them. If you got 3 and 3, man, they are just tearing the shit out of them females, or they will be. Now, I could be completely giving you wrong info too. I remember hearing ducks breed for life, but I don't seem to think so, because I've seen females get mounted by multiple male ducks one after the other. I put a McMahon alternator in my truck when I installed the sound system. Caswell, what's up? See anything crazy happen today? You guys see any of the current events or anything? Fuel prices going up on the East Coast. Gas line down. Damaged. Did you see the goobers that they say shot up the Washington power stuff, all the power grid stuff? They look like Russians to me. Who knows? That's the new one?
That's the one I just did. This was the first one that I did tonight, and this is the much stiffer one.
I think you can just do this one, especially with the extra time that goes into it. Yeah, I think you could do that one. up 35 cents in a day. I heard 50 cents, yeah. The one dude keeps trying to breed with some of my hens. I've never seen that. I've heard people say that. And the ducks are corkscrewed. They say that it'll actually kill a chicken if they are able to actually mount a chicken. I don't know that for sure though, right? That's one of those things that maybe it's real, maybe it's not. I haven't looked very far into it. I have chickens and ducks together. I have always had chickens and ducks together, and I've never I've never just found a dead chicken. I've also never found a dead duck either. And ducks, they live a lot longer than chickens too. That's the new business model. Screw the customer, screw QC. What are we? Oh, we're talking about the skid steer. Did the skid steer have any warranty? 2 years seems like it should be covered. Jason, I don't know. I don't know. I have a direct line with our sales guy at Kubota. Pretty good dude, and we haven't even had the conversation. We tried to just buy it, just a time thing. Kubota's 30 minutes away. We couldn't figure out which alternator we needed, so we just went with Kubota. I was told it cost $450. I do not know if it is currently under warranty or will be covered. No idea. And my suspicion is that if it is under warranty, we have to take the machine to them and leave it there. I'd rather pay the $400, and like I'm going to use the machine tomorrow. It's sitting out here right now, and if it dies, it dies. At least it's on the property. It'll be fine wherever it dies. But I don't have time to leave the machine there for them to get around to fixing it. Even if it only took a few days, I'd pay the $400 to not have to move the machine and leave it someplace. At least we have it right now, and I'm going to use it tomorrow morning. And as far as the gas thing goes, right? Everybody's always on about the gas prices. Like, be aware of it, but don't let it affect your shit, right? When gas prices go up $50 or 50 cents a gallon over the weekend, right? We don't stop doing anything. It's literally just a talking point. I make a video, I'll make a little quick YouTube reel, and when I do, I literally get hundreds of, I'm like, oh wow, the gas price is up. Look at this. What's the gas cost where you're at? I get hundreds of guys that comment on that shit. It's just a talking point. It's never changed anything in my life, right? If gas going up 50 cents or even gas going up $2 a gallon, if that changes how you live your life, you need to live your life differently. Like it can be a talking point, whatever, but I'm never going to not go do something, and I'm never going to plan my trips because of gas and fuel prices. And if you have to, you need to evaluate what you do with your time, right? I was actually entertaining the idea of selling eggs, and I don't even know why. I don't need to sell eggs. And I was saying, well, eggs are $8 a dozen. For $8 a dozen, I'll deal with the public. And I'm like, well, feed used to be 14 a bag, now it's 28 a bag, right? So it's double, so I'll sell eggs. Why the fuck am I gonna do that? Why am I gonna open myself up to mouth breathers, showing up? And I don't think that's who would show up here, because I'm gonna be $8 a dozen. There's still granny giving eggs away for $2 a dozen. That'll meet you in the Walmart parking lot. But the real deal is, I could just take a piece of some gear sitting in the gear room, like vehicle med bags. I have 3 vehicle med bags hanging there. I could do a reel on Facebook and TikTok and have a click-through link and just show the bag, and we would sell that thing. And I'd make more money selling one of those things in inventory that's been sitting here than I would in an entire week of selling eggs, right? So why the fuck am I even going to do that? It's just, I like the idea of, because I tell people, right? And it's always people that tell me why they can't do something or they wish they had something. So I'm like, well, you have chickens, sell eggs, right? Eggs cost more, right? And while they're there, use the eggs to draw them in, sell them fucking jellies or soap or honey or bundles of firewood, right? You can upsell them while they're there. So it's viable, and I like to prove that, and that's really what I was doing. But then I'm going to have to deal with people, and I don't have to deal with people most days. Hell, we got tents floating down American River. What is that, Michael? What's that mean? Doesn't matter how much it goes up, still got to go to work. Yeah, yeah. The goobers in Washington that damaged substation did not make sense. They did it to rob a cash register with a sawed-off shotgun with duct tape silencer. Okay, Dean, so those are the photos I saw. I did not get that information. I didn't know any of that. That was cool. You punched holes in and put snaps on your tray. That's how I've always done them, Derek. It allows you to lay it flat so you can use it as a dump tray. I use them when I travel. It just keeps all my shit in the dark, especially in a hotel room that I'm not familiar with, so I can reach over, feel the tray, and know, where my stuff is in the dark. Because when we were out a couple weeks ago in the hotel, I got up at 3:30 in the morning and I didn't turn any lights on. I didn't want to wake Amanda up. So I just grabbed all my shit and then went in the bathroom, got dressed, and then went to the gym at the hotel there. The X-Files thing you shared this morning is crazy. Isn't it fucking crazy? Isn't it fucking crazy? Almost like they were telegraphing their punch. People living in tents, all the trash and homeless trash from the rain. Oh, and it washed them all out. I see what you're saying. Have you seen all the videos? And there's a lot of them, right? All these videos from these big-ass cities where they have huge homeless populations. And they interview these people, and they're like, what's it like being homeless in Seattle or San Diego or, Chicago, wherever, right? And you know what the answer always is? And I don't think it's scripted. I think they ask a few people and they eventually get this answer. And the answer is, it's super easy. They feed us 3 times a day. They give us a cell phone. They give us shower. Like they provide for these people. It's almost like they want them there. I want to watch the X-Files. I used to love it. I did too, man. We were talking about it on live feed or on one of the private videos the other day. I watched the X-Files as a kid all the time. I remember watching these thinking it could happen. John, the X-Files, people in tents, all the homeless encampments in America. I think we've read. Vance, what's up, man? How are you? I'm just pumped that our hens finally started laying again. So, Andrea, if you plan to scale, is it Andrea or Andrea? Andrea? If you plan to scale those chickens, right? Like, okay, we're going to start selling eggs, right? If you're going to do that, plan that out, because right now, depending on, I don't know what your situation is, but typically right now in January-ish, we would get chicks. We'd get baby chicks and we'd put them in a brooder right here, which is a 120-gallon trough with a heat lamp on one side and water on the other. And we would grow those guys up and we would keep them, over the winter. And right when they start to fly, when they can start to get up on the edge, we put them out in a kennel outside. And with deep mulch and then straw around the kennel. And those things right about spring-ish, 6 months from now, January, February, March, April, whenever, 6 months from now-ish, depending on the breed of bird, they'll start laying eggs. So you're going to have a new production, because if you're doing it for the eggs, you're only going to keep the chickens for a couple of years. Past that, the chickens are born with the exact amount of eggs that they're going to lay, right? They have those ovums in them, which become eggs. But there's other birds. There's a hybrid that starts laying at like 12 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, something ridiculous. And instead of producing like 350, they're going to produce 450 eggs. Homeless nonprofits have administrations that make 100. Yes, exactly, Isaac. It's that whole nonprofit thing. You want to make money? Start a nonprofit. But the nonprofit doesn't make profit. Nope. But you can pay yourself a salary. We have those hybrid birds in a brooder right now. What are they, Andre? These were white ones. If you looked at, I bought all my Cornish Dahlheim, Delane Hatchery, I think. They had them on their site. I'd never heard of them until I saw them. Oh, breast, no, that's not these. These are all egg layers. And maybe breast birds are also. I know about the breast because of Jack, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something else. I don't know what the name of it is. Talking about breast. No, I'm not. Welfare campaigns seem to be the popular thing to do in multiple states. Yeah, only certain states. Well, cities. In certain cities, right? It's certain cities. When you look at that map that shows the blue and the red, the Democrats only hold 20% of the landmass, if that. It's only those major cities. And why do they keep pumping all those people into those major cities? Why are those all sanctuary cities? You know that, did you know this? Did you know that people in prison vote? Do you know that they can hold private prisons and pump them full of people to get a certain amount of votes? Did you know that? Were you aware of that? Years ago, they had to take big loaders that had buckets the size of a truck and throw away all the tents. We had a tent city here in Camden, as a matter of fact, over at the interstate. They started just piling in there. There was like a forest right there. You know what they did? I don't know who did it. I don't know if somebody bought it and did it, or if the state did it, or what, or TDOT. They came through and fucking bulldozed all that shit. You know who's in those places? There are definitely people that fall on hard luck. There's drug issues. You know, there's multiple reasons. But pedophiles end up in a lot of those places. Tons and tons of registered sex offenders. Now, the registered sex offender thing, there's a lot of nonsense to that, too. You could stop on the side of the interstate and have to pee and get fucking registered as a sex offender. But there are legitimate sex offenders in those homeless encampments because they can't live within 1,000 yards of a church or a school or any place where there's children. That's a piece of it. And then people, you can get online and see that they're registered sex offenders, so a lot of people won't rent to them. It's definitely a stain on them. Isn't that why God invented pepper paintballs? Like the movie They Live. You know, I saw They Live in the theater. Saw it in the movie theater when it was actually in there. Okay, then we don't have those. I plan on breeding the laying hens after the ones in the brooder can be moved out. Right on. Years ago, I had to take big loaders. Okay, I read this. FPS, what up? Thank you for sharing that. I saw that you shared that something today. I don't remember what you even shared of mine. So it's International Bean Day, and if you're on our email or text, you know what that code is. And when you use that code, we're going to send you a package of beans and something else. And if you want to participate, you don't have to, but you're going to cook those beans up, and you're going to make a social media post, and we're going to pick the 3 that we like the best. And we're going to send the first place winner $300. We're going to send the second place winner $200. We're going to send the third place winner $100. So if you want to play that game and have some fun, you'll have the chance to win, you know, between $100 and $300. Wrench rolls. I wonder why this one's over here. Anyways, we are building wrench rolls. We saved 2 Freedom Ranger meat birds, roosters, a few weeks to put with layers to see if we can grow our own meat birds. Might work. Dean, that's cool, man. I have Cornish crosses still right now. 15-pound birds. They waddle around. They bump into things. They're clumsy. But I watched a rooster mate 2 birds today. Jumped on a barred rock, a real oversexed barred rock. Like there's like birds that just it's rape, right? That's what it is. There are birds that are jumped on by roosters over and over and over that have no tail feathers, and they're always kind of like the smaller birds. They're the less dominant hens, and they get jumped on by everything. And he jumped on one of those today. I think it was a barred rock, and he jumped on a red. I think it was a Rhode Island red. So I don't know. I mean, we're not hatching any of those eggs anyways. All the eggs get pulled and brought in here. Those are the eggs from today. packaged up a bunch of eggs and gave them out to employees. What's the hash? I don't know what the hashtag is yet. You don't even have your beans, motherfucker. We have some of these coffee cups if anybody would like one. That is calling workday starts early. Right on. Do you think Powerball lottery is... I don't fucking know. I can tell you that I've never played the lottery. Ever. Not one time. I can also tell you that I buy Bitcoin every night. So it's the same as gambling, maybe. I don't know, man. You want to buy Powerball? Buy Powerball. Do I think it's rigged? How do you mean rigged? Like they pick when there's going to be a winner, or they pick the specific winner? Wife got 24 eggs for $10. Is that good? Anybody that's not seen this yet? Derek Olson, I believe we got your text thing figured out. I believe you talked with Amanda. Green Acres is a place for me. Is that what that's from? I've always seen that, but I never knew what it was. I thought it was just a painting. Is it from a TV show, or what's that from? Powerball winners are like Running Man winners. There's a if I ever turn the TV on, there's always this flamboyantly gay dude who has a ton of fucking crazy tattoos, and it's a TV show about finding real estate for lottery winners. And he is so fucking flamboyant. It didn't start that way. The show's been on for a few years, and somehow if I ever turn on cable, I always find that, and I don't know why I watch it. It's just so fucking insane. But that TV show, whenever I hear lottery winner, that's what comes to mind. Yeah, Amanda helped me when I figured out, responded to my testament. Right on. Holy crap, Isaac, my thoughts exactly, but is from a painting. It's from a painting, American Gothic. Right on. It's from a famous painting called American Gothic. No, it just makes me think of it. Right on, right on. Locally, I've seen guys win the lottery, usually 10 to 15,000. They use the money to buy another bass boat or something similar. Winners always seem to be folks that didn't need the money. Huh. You ain't had much bass boat for 10, 15,000, buddy. Well, I'm sure you know that, but for people that don't know it, fucking bass boats, man, holy shit, you can put $100 in $100,000 in a fucking bass boat quickly. What sushi do you like? Man, I like raw fish. So if you go in and you order rolls, that's basically going to be rice based, and it's going to have seaweed or soy. And I don't mind the soy paper, but a lot of times when you order sushi, the sushi chefs are very busy, and they make the rolls and then they sit there while they're waiting for the rest of the order to come out to the table, so it gets soft. Like if you go to a really good sushi restaurant and you order, for instance, hand rolls, they look like little snow cones. There'll be a little rice in there and some eel or whatever kind of hand roll you order. When you bite into that seaweed should be crisp like a chip, like it should crack in your teeth. And if it doesn't, and it's kind of chewy and it's soggy, it's because it's sat there too long. So if you watch them make sushi, they'll pull they'll pull their seaweed paper out of a box that has like O2 or desiccant absorbers in there. It's very, very dry. So you can get your sushi. I order nigiri mostly, which is the raw fish that's cut and placed on top of a little piece of rice. And usually there's some wasabi depending. Now, a lot of people are like, I hate sushi. That's because they've only tried nigiri. You can go to a sushi restaurant and get everything cooked. They have 100 options usually that are 100% cooked. And for people that are like, I don't like sushi, you just haven't tried enough sushi, or you went with some asshole that gave you something that they knew would shock you, and you have this, now you have an avoidance to it. There is sushi that has sweet sauces. There's sushi that has citrus sauces. Go in there, and if you, here's the trick, right? A lot of sushi places, they have really good photos, but a lot of them don't have any photos. So it's just a menu, and it's left to your imagination. When you walk in there and when you're walking by, hey, what'd you order? That looks really good. What'd you get, right? Or ask the wait, hey, what's on that table? But what you can do is if you go to Google for the restaurant and look at reviews, there's always a tab that says photos. And just look in there and see something that catches your eye. Like, I hate fucking cream cheese. I don't think there should be any fucking cream cheese in sushi. And there's a lot of rolls that are really good, but they have cream cheese. So I'm like, hey, I would like this. Can you please leave the cream cheese out? Amanda orders rolls that are all rice-based, and she asks them to do it with no rice. And sometimes they're like, they can't do it. They can. Just build the fucking thing with no rice. Yes, I promise you, they can do it. So you could totally go keto and get a roll and just have them don't put the rice in it. It'll just be smaller. I'll pay you whatever it costs. Robert, how are you, man? Good evening, John. When do you think your team will start knocking out small 2X? The real answer, I don't have a fucking clue, man. Send me an email. I'll put whatever you want online for you. You'll pay for it tonight, and it'll be built soonish. What color tool bag do you want? Let's start there. What color tool bag do you want? Last played 2 quick pick lottery a day back in California, 87. It's a trip that lottery's been around that long. Holy shit. How about this? How much of the lottery actually gets paid out to how much is actually made in the lottery? And where does the money that doesn't go to the winners, where does that money go? It's almost like part of the score in a bass tournament is how fast your boat can go. There might be something to that. I don't know. I have some friends that bass fish hugely. I like fish catching. I don't like fishing. Had raw tuna once. Caught that day in North Carolina coast, sliced and no seasoning. Right on, man. Only had sushi rolls rolled up. Never tried the raw. Right on. I love avocado and fresh fish rolls. Very good. Yeah, I get hand rolls. Typically, I'll order a few hand rolls. I'll order yellowtail hand rolls, which is hamachi, and I'll order eel hand rolls. And a lot of times, though, I'll get them because the avocado's been shit. Every fucking avocado I've had in Tennessee has been fucking terrible for years. So I get them with cucumber instead because it's crisp. It's a good contrast between the hot and the cold. You get the crispness of that seaweed. You get the crispness of the eel because they put it in a toaster oven. And then you get the sweetness of the sauce, but you still have the cold and the taste of the cucumber. It's just nice together. Have you ever had fresh smoked tuna? I have not had fresh. The lottery money goes to the kids. Sure, yes, of course. You guys should look into that. Josh says that very, very jokingly. Josh and I have had that conversation many times standing in the kitchen. Cody Wee, what's up? Here in the Philippines, the government lotto winning goes to buying cheap ambulances for poor towns and provinces. No one knows anyone who has ever won. I'm not a fan of cooked sushi. Good evening, what do you think? What did I miss? Juan Pablo, welcome to the SOE family. For anybody that doesn't know what that is in that bright green box, we have a membership. It costs only $1. $1. We put over 10 hours of content For members only videos, we don't hardly, I mean, never. We haven't even put up 5% of those videos public facing. You get Pulling the Thread, which is the podcast Scully and I do. You get members only question and answer, which is what Amanda and I do. And then there's a few other things in there. We've put a couple little, if you see shorts and you're like, man, that's a good conversation. Where's that from? That's where that's from. Little pieces go public, like 5-minute, 2-minute clips. So it's $1. It's $1. And it's in a format that you don't have to watch it. You could just play it and listen to it while you drive. What would the January 6th memorial look like? There shouldn't be a fucking... You know who the victims of January 6th are? They're sitting in jail right now. Was there no question and answer this week? Or you missed it, buddy. We recorded it today. And then last week's went up on Sunday. Hours are getting shorter at work. Jobs are drying up. Thinking about switching companies. Why don't you start your own thing? I thought you're a carpenter. Vincent Romaine, welcome, buddy. Welcome. It's actually 99 cents. I didn't know that. Man, where's my extra penny? Unagi is eel, yes, sir. Is awesome. I agree. I also like cucumber. Great stuff. Right on. Love the spicy scallop. I do too, man. I had scallops a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I like that too, man. Juan Pablo, welcome to the membership. Well, the tuna was smoked, then canned, and I ate it like a week later. Right on. I have smoked tuna, like lox, in the fridge right now. I have some in the refrigerator right now here. Amanda, are you on here? What's that place we went for Pierre's birthday? You guys want to see some good sushi pictures? You want to see an amazing menu. There's a place in Nashville. We went for Pierre's birthday, and it is called, I do not remember. Hopefully she'll tune in here in a second and say what it is. And you can check out their social media. Their Instagram's very good. You need capital, and I don't have credit. No, you don't. You've told me last night, every time you're on here, you tell me about the tools you own. Fucking get on Facebook, hit Marketplace, find your local groups. Ours is called Hip Camden, Tennessee. And just put in there, hey, I have these tools, and I will work. I will come tomorrow. What do you need worked on? You'll have enough people. You'll have enough people over the weekend that you'll be too tired to even go to work on Monday. Sunda. So if you guys aren't in this town, though, and you want to see some pictures of the food I'm talking about, Sunda. Now, they're expensive. It's a high-end place. We go to another place that's not as expensive, and the food is, all these places we go to, they have food that looks like this. Here in northern Indiana, manufacturing jobs have slowed way down. Some of the trailer RV places aren't going back to work till February. Yeah, buddy. I think it's going to get worse. I really do. It's going to get worse. A lot of the jobs that people, and it's usually the people that are like, money isn't everything. Really, money's not everything? Then why do you get up and go to a job you hate? Those folks are not going to have a job very soon. The Fed's plan is to unemploy 7 million more U.S. citizens. Think about that, 7 million. Never had Facebook. Well, maybe you better get fucking Facebook, buddy. Yeah, Josh, it's definitely going to get worse. Yeah, I get the not having social media thing, but the not having social media thing right now, that's the dude 30 years ago that's like, I'm not getting one of them cell phones. I'm not getting one of them cell phones. And then it was, I'm not getting one of those smartphones. I understand not having social media. Make a social media account just so that you can act, because that's where it's at now. Craigslist is dead. Craigslist is dead. It's Marketplace right now. There's all kinds of other little shit, and there's plenty of other little obscure apps for people that hate Facebook. But if you want to run business, and you want to connect with people that are going to be your customers, it's Facebook. That's where it is. It's Facebook. Interest rates on savings and CDs, 3 to 4% at the right banks. Fed interest rates. Have you ever had smoked canned oysters? Oh yes, I do. I have cases of them, as a matter of fact, in some of our food in some of our pantries. I do. I like them. I used to eat those with my father. I like to open up a can of smoked oysters and eat them with a little tiny fork and a nice cold, crisp apple with Himalayan sea salt cracked on the apple. Or sardines. I like sardines too. I like anchovies. Josh used to buy me these anchovies that were in a clear oil. I'd never seen them in like vinegar before, and those were fucking really good too. I believe it. I work in cabinet factory, and we went from balls to the wall last 3 years to 2 layoffs and 4-day weeks. We don't pay any tax. I don't know what that means. You could go a long time and not pay taxes. A long time. Do your shit, and that's the other thing with Facebook Marketplace, man. You're gonna meet your customers. Hey, you got to pay me in cash. You got to pay me in cash. Anchovies. I like anchovies too. I think I said that. Sunda is the restaurant. She answered it okay. All this talk of food is making me hungry. Vance, I am fucking hungry too right now. I am thinking the same thing. But this is the night where I'll eat. I try not to eat after 6 o'clock. I've not been eating after 6 o'clock. But on the weekend, I will eat. I will also drink tonight. I drink most nights, but I won't worry about one drink tonight. I don't care. And the crazy thing is, like, I'm like, okay, I'll carb up tonight. And then I'll go to sleep, have an insulin spike, right? I wake up on the mornings when I can sleep in as long as I want. I'll wake up at fucking 3:30, 4 o'clock. Isaac, we're approaching depression. Yes, that is exactly it. We are approaching depression. And during the Great Depression, 30% of the fucking country made fortunes. Look at Food That Won the World, or whatever it's called, right? The History Channel show. Much of that is during the Great Depression. Places like Hershey and Nabisco, like these huge empires, they came out of the Depression. Lots of these places. Find something that people need. People will still buy entertainment, and they will still buy shit they do not need. I've been setting up my business in that manner for the last 3 years. That's been the entire drive. You just have to decide who your customers are. And if you're not using social media, you're not going to access them. You do not have access to people with lots and lots of money. You access those people. If you're not one of them, you're not invited into their groups. You don't walk amongst them. So how do you access them? You access them through social media. This is simply a mindset. You can remain in poverty, or you can decide that you're going to be something different than that. You don't even have to change who you are. You just have to be able to do business with them. Cabinet shops being laid off. I see tons of fucking multi-million-dollar homes being built. Somebody's building those fucking cabinets. Construction shop being laid off, or we don't have enough work. There's motherfuckers all over this middle of nowhere fucking town. There are dudes that will pay you twice as much of whatever anybody's asking if you'll just show up tomorrow. Ice Poof, what's up, man? I don't know the definition of Jabberwocky. I know a friend that used to dance with a dance crew in Las Vegas called the Jabberwockies. But I don't know what the definition of Jabberwocky is. I don't know what that is. My wife thinks I'm weird for eating homegrown sliced apples with sea salt. Really? That's the only way I eat them. I've never got a homegrown apple. I have about a dozen apple trees on the property. I have never one time, we had one that like shriveled up and fell on the ground, and me and Cody ate it anyways. I've never like brought an apple in and set it on the counter and I'm like, here's an apple. It looks like an apple from the grocery store. They're building apartments like crazy. Yeah, Bay Area, Nashville, Chattanooga, all the cities. I mean, they're building Florida. They can't fucking even, people can't even find apartments in Florida right now. I will sign up for Facebook again for our coffee business. Oh, you absolutely have. You have to, man. You have to. And in a coffee business too, build content around your coffee business and be on Instagram and be on TikTok. TikTok is little asshole people, young people with no filter, but you'll catch some business off of there, especially if you start developing it now. And then Instagram are 20 to 35-year-old people that want to see really pretty pictures, but you will get a following there once they know who you are. Your customers will follow you there, and you will gain customers. But targeted marketing and direct marketing, that's Facebook. Those are older people who are going to spend money and impulsively buy. Now, with the impulsively buy thing, you can do targeted marketing based off of hashtags and based off demographics and location also on Instagram. I've bought a lot of shit while sitting on the toilet that I had no intention of buying. These batteries over here, Pale Blue Earth, these rechargeable batteries, great company, great batteries. I bought these because an ad popped up on Instagram while I was sitting on the toilet. There's $160 worth of batteries. Well, there's more than that, but I bought $160. Never heard of the company before I was sitting on the toilet when I bought them off Instagram. People aren't able to find apartments in Florida. I remember it was hard as hell to get a decent place to live 5 years ago, and it was frustrating, but I didn't ever give up. Yeah. If you run a business and aren't on social media, you're wrong. Well, you're just not going to go in. You're not going to go where you could go. You're just not. Harder to find skilled trades in the rural areas, therefore they can demand more. Yeah, but I think that's everywhere, man. I know people running. I got a buddy in Chicago runs a restaurant. Hasn't hired a person in 18 months. Literally cannot find a dude that will come and work. Same here, trees, 1 apple last year. Same, I got a handful of flowers on the apple. So we got really cold. Coldest we've been in like 15 years this year. And now it's warmed up. We're having 50, 60 degree days. We get a little warmer, we're going to have flowers on these trees, and then it's going to get cold and they're going to fall. That's been happening for 3 years now. I haven't got a peach. I haven't got nothing off these trees in 3 years because it gets super cold, and then I get 75 degree days. They put on flowers, and then it gets winter again. Jabberwocky, I use code. Oh, got you. I see what you're saying. Roger that. Roger that. You should just identify as trans-vaccinated. Listening to the podcast with Scully, he seems to be a lot more optimistic on the economy. Common depression than other guys like Spearco. What's your take on that? Well, Jeff is retired. Jeff and his wife are retired. They own their property. He has guaranteed money coming in from the Marine Corps. And he's on 17 acres. They have cows. We have a lot of friends who are farmers. The opportunity to make money is there if you're willing to make money, whether the economy's up or down. This is one of those times when the dudes who are holding on to their job because they have insurance or because they're holding on to the 401k, those guys are going to be fucked. I don't have a 401k. I don't have insurance tied to a business. I have made plans for the last 3 years that see what I've planned for, it covers all of that shit. I have planned for mandates that if you are not vaccinated, you cannot go places, right? Or they somehow turn off your shipping. That's what my concern was when this all started. Were they going to turn shipping off? What would we do? Well, we set our life up that we would farm and produce food and produce goods and trade in a local economy, right? So that's what, and anything else beyond that is a bonus. Yeah, there's some kind of fungus that's spreading among all the fruit trees. So if you have apple trees and you have cedar trees around, you will never get apples unless you spray chemicals on the apples. John and Scully talking on pulling the thread is very entertaining to listen to. I hope you get something out of it also. I hope you find something actionable or something entertaining that causes you to look something up. Like, try to prove us wrong. I love that. Like, don't take anything we say for truth. Like, look, I just want you to look things up for yourself. Got a handful of flowers. I'm reading back to see if I missed any of these here. I got squash deleted on Facebook twice 2 years ago, but now we're building a specialty coffee distribution business. So I sign up just to have a yeah, you need to. Business-wise, yeah, you need to. A lot of canned oysters, clams are from China. I try to buy the ones from Korea. I wasn't aware of that. I guess I've just never paid attention to it. Where is all the king crab? Like, I've been to a dozen restaurants probably in the last month. No king crab on the menu. Costco and Sam's Club usually have king crab. No king crab. I haven't seen any of it. And what's the crab that everybody says disappeared? And the speculation is something happened in the ocean. They all marched off a cliff and died, or they've been overfished by Chinese vessels fishing out of bounds or something. Look something up. I went and saw the Britt Griner topless video. Gee, thanks. Big Cat. I sent a video of Griner to a dozen people today, probably, showing her by his photo, like side by side. They're the same people. That's a boy. Transvest vaccinated. I saw a video on it today. Trans vaccinated. It was super, and the dude, like, it was well done video. He's like, yeah, I identify as trans vaccinated. King crab was from Russia, and now it's from. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that. Yeah. Well, he's a dude. What's her name? She sounds like a dude. Well, yeah, she's a dude. The rapper Tyga and her look too similar. Oh, you think that's the same person? I hadn't heard that. I hadn't heard of Tyga in fucking, is it Tyga? I haven't heard of them in years and years. Beginning to think the peach trees are only going to be good for smoking meat. Oh, yeah, maybe. All right, guys, I'm going to walk through here. Anything you want to say or see or last comments? I am hungry now. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Your fault, not mine. For sure, that's a dude, the only woman that can dunk in the NBA. Yeah, because it's not. The only person in the NBA that can dunk. I don't know how much these are going to be, but if you'd like one of these little mini trays. If you would like this, you can make an offer. I had an offer of $100, $125, and $150. It's all leather. On the outside, it is multicam black. And it is 10 by 10. I think it's 10 by 10. No progress on the suspenders. Fall king crab season was canceled due to low population. However, I heard it's due to Russian and China. Okay, that must have been what I was hearing. I just signed up for the new Facebook account with new email, and they said I was immediately suspended 30 days due to community standard violation. What the fuck? Get a teenager. You need to find yourself a 14-year-old. Get a kid to sign up for the business account. Griner is way below the hot crazy scale. Fucking crazy animal. Many actionable things like that's what I hope for, man. Ice poof. Who are you? I mean, you don't have to tell me, but I don't know who you are. Suspenders right here is what he's talking about. I build a lot of things, and we show them across multiple platforms. And things that I think will get like tons of dudes wanting, they're like, yeah, we want them, and then ask it over and over about them. The things I think will really be a big hit, I've built dozens of things that we show, and we just never bring them to market because there's just not interest in them. Here's some more leather sitting here. That ox blood's really nice. Some of these texture finishes. All right, guys, I'm gonna go find something to eat. Cats give me mice these days. There's not many mice in here. They do occasionally, every now and then, like every couple months, they'll kill one. All right, guys, have a great night.